What the asset-based community development methodology, you'll know that this methodology has been developed by an organisation called Nurture Development, who the council has brought into this process to help to mentor and lead. And Cormac Russell, who's the lead on this within European Centre, is best, but he's not able to make today. And the key aspects of it, you'll see from, I don't know if you can see the process here of the way in which Janine and her colleagues have worked with yourself around looking at what the skills and the strengths are within the communities. We've heard them today. Organising and mapping. So we have maps, you've seen around all the different kind of facilities and resources that exist in the areas, and starting to put people into contact with them and work with them as well. What the asset-based community development approach is to build on the brilliant examples we've heard around the room.
I had an idea which I floated forward about 18 months ago to do with science in schools, and we introduced Science Week competition in this particular building April 22nd, and we set these schools a challenge to build a bridge, and we give them a brief on how to build a bridge for the competition.
My name's Javal, and I'm basically I'm a young person who's a family connector. Who's a family connector in the Selhurst area. My project is called Nelson Young Chefs Academy. The concept behind this whole academy, in the first place, was to, I would say, combat the unhealthy lifestyles of young people. So the main purpose why I actually wanted to set up this project in the first place is to show young people that there are other ways and means of enjoying their most favourite meals without actually using loads of fat, loads of sugar, and like carbohydrates and added preservatives. The age groups in which I'm looking to tackle is 11 to 15, 16 to 19, purely because different age groups, their mentality and their concentration spans are obviously a lot different than most. The programs in which I'm looking to tackle is the Healthy Lifestyle Program, which predominantly does show young people how to cook food without using fat, i.e. oven and grill, vegetarian programs, and for people, and there's going to be a specific program for people with intolerances and allergies, so everyone knows that they are catered for.
Hello everyone. My name is Alan Strong, and I live in the area. I've been in England for the past 12 years, and for the past 12 years my passion and my focus was digital industry and how to bring technology to every house, put it this way, starting from schools all the way upwards. So my project is called Website Class. It's very simple. It's a class similar to every other class that you have in school, but the difference about it is that you see your achievements straight away. It's very simple. It's especially right now with this, with the 2013 technologies, where everything is just with a click of a finger. You can customize and you can do anything to your website from your mobile device. And because we have this sort of power, I would like to leverage on it and introduce this sort of services to every home and to every child. And hopefully they would learn that there is a way of generating quick revenue just from a sweet, quick idea. This course is going to be running, as long as the kids they need it, especially in the summertime, because I know the boredom that they get into. So I want to try to reach as quick as possible, to as much as possible. And so we have 5 spaces a week in the class. Each class will take 3 hours. 3 hours, you will know everything you need to know, and we'll have enough literature to take with you. That's very simple.
I run a parent and toddler group started up at West Croydon Baptist Church. Most of us who have children know the children get bored. As new parents, we end up really bored indoors, or just not having any time for yourself. So sometimes it was just the whole idea was about being able to give parents an opportunity to meet other parents so they weren't lonely, and somewhere for the children to play. At the minute it's taken off nicely, so Faye helps me do that. And basically that's what we are, a parent and toddler group for the children to run around. It's preschool and they do things. We've got support from the Early Years Learning Alliance, so they come around and they're going to start doing projects with the children as well, so learning projects and language courses and things like that. So it's just about helping the preschoolers.
That's me. Bespoke cushion making. But it wasn't bespoke cushion making. I believe in doing something practical while you're actually learning. So it's more about politics and decision making. So while we're sewing, we'll be talking about, do you know about scrutiny, do you know about the council, do you know about the youth council, and different things that happen in Croydon. So I'm learning myself because I'm predominantly Lambeth-based, but I live in Croydon now for the last 3 years. So it's not necessarily for women, but I prefer women empowerment sort of things. I'm a women's centre in Lambeth, so it's more for women, and we don't get out as much as women, I think. So it's for women. Yeah. Cushions at different stages. We're going to have that session, and then we're going to go to a local restaurant, because I believe in keeping money in your own community, and then we're going to have like a little awards, like you completed this, and then so we're going to have something to eat as well and celebrate there. So that's just the beginning, and then I'm going to put in for some more money hopefully, and use media, because I like photography and I like just capturing history now, if you know what I mean, because there's not enough of that. So watch this space for those sort of projects, for it to be more open, because there's only 5 spaces on the cushion making, and they're filled. Because obviously the restaurant
and see all your lovely faces. My name's Mel Hollett. I've been born and bred in Croydon. My parents came over from Jamaica in the 1950s and wanted to start a new life, as I think a lot of us can identify with. So they always stressed that education was the key to, you know, as a young person, as fulfilling my dreams of being somebody. And I think that was something that they put deep within me, because now I've gone back at nearly 60 to university, and I'm completing this year my education degree. Anyway, a few years ago, one of my daughters took up something called academic peer tutoring, and that's where a child in their teenage years who's confident in their learning is able to take up a younger child and help them in their studies. So we put it to Broadmead School, which was their school, and Mrs. Hines, who I'm eternally grateful for, the headmistress at the time, said, I believe in your project. And she allowed us to use the computer room, which we used for 2.5 years, and we tutored in English, maths and science. Now why those subjects? Because they're the foundation subjects that kids need. They take their SATs at 11, and then it gives them their levelling for secondary school. We did this with great success. I'm still in touch with some of the parents and the children who've now gone on to secondary school, and they're doing extremely well. So I've pitched this project to ABCD. Fortunately, they said yes. So what I'm doing now is taking this tutoring project out into the community. So I'm going to be working at Union Road at a place called Arsky, which is just off the London Road before you get to the big church where you are, Jackie. It's a summer project to begin with. We'll be running on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, just for 3 hours, and we'll be tutoring the youngsters who are 5 to 11-year-olds in English and maths. And the other subject will be either drama, because I have a volunteer who can help me there, or media, I have another volunteer who can help me there, or sports. And what I believe is that learning should be made fun and enjoyable for young people. And also, as a teacher or facilitator, I believe we should respect and value the abilities and talents of every young person. So whether they're highly academic or whether they're creative, I believe we should tap into their ability and nurture that ability so that the kids can reach their full potential. So that's my project. We're starting the last week in July, running through the 4 weeks of August, Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays at Union Road, Arski.
I'm in Croydon. I've been in Croydon for 10 years, and my vision really is raising a family in the community, and really going back to the way maybe we were raised in terms of going back to basics. Summer holidays coming up, and you always think as a parent or a grandparent, what do we do with the children? Especially those who are at school age. So my idea is really to come together and begin to put ideas together, basing ourselves at the local children's centre, which is Selhurst Children's Centre. My aim is to put together a focus group of families with school age children. That can be from preschool to primary school to secondary school. And it's really ultimately, the ultimate vision is to come together only probably 3 times in the year. That would be during the summer holidays, the October half term, February half term, possibly Easter as well. Come together for a coffee morning to meet for like 2 hours or so with the children at school age. Again, I say Selhurst Children's Centre because they've got an adventure playground there. They've also got a family room where we can just sit together, have coffee and talk about, even on the whiteboard, talk about what it was like for us growing up, what we remember, summer holidays. Do you remember going camping? Did we want to go camping? Do you remember going to the seaside? Do we want to go to the seaside? You know, trying to take away the cost of raising a family and bringing back more coming together as a whole. So what I've done with the help of the ABCD project is put together a very small pilot group, and we're going to just try and test it this summer. What I've done is I've put together a trip, just keeping it local as well, at Croydon. We're going to the 10-pin bowling at Hurley Way. There's only going to be 3 families, and they're part of my immediate group members. And what we're going to do is I've already booked the slots in. The first Saturday in August, we're going to, with our children of school age and the adults as well, we're going to all go bowling and have a meal. And I'm going to use that time to just really engage myself and not be a parent, and just really get into the fun of, okay, we've done an activity, but what can we do next? How can we widen this up? So it's really now just to find out, you know, about future events that I've got in the pipeline, and it would be lovely to find out if people will be interested, either as grandparents who may be caring for the children during the school holidays, or parents who want to just try something different. Because I think our kids really like to see us, they like that competition element. Oh, mummy, mummy, or daddy, daddy, I'm going to meet you at bowl, hopefully at Christmas. I would like to put together some parcels, some little gifts for the children, just as an annual event, just to bring them together, a local restaurant, keeping the cost down, but again, so all the adults and the children can participate and be part of it, and the children get a gift at the end of it as well, just for being part of the group, and hoping to see positive connections. Whenever we're in need, we'll know that we've got a friend to talk to, and we won't feel isolated, we won't feel lonely possibly as single parents, we won't feel possibly that we can't speak to our own family members, we won't sort of feel in with ourselves, we'll feel more that we've got other people who are helping to raise our children. So my project name is Raised Voices. So it's not about shouting, it's not about screaming, it's not about telling the kids to go and play with your computer. It's about, okay, let's go out there and do something. At least we've done something proactive. Thanks very much, everyone.
Part of that is actually getting people in a room, people who are in the community, but also those who are providing services to the community. So, you know, be it council officers, people who work in health, etc., who've got a vested interest in the community, in the well-being of the community. Yes, they're professionals, but that's part of their key. Creating an environment where people have that extended conversation. Yeah? So what the key part of this, key part of sustainability is that We want to get to a point at which regularly discussions are taking place, dialogues taking place around maybe key single issues or connection of issues, which involve not just a community in ourselves, but also those who are there providing services. So not only are they bringing their expertise to the table, but also they're hearing what the particular issues are. So when it comes to education, of course, we've got schools in this area where you know better than me now, older children who are looking for volunteering opportunities, who are great to go into schools and show the youngsters how to use IT or maths, etc. Yeah, it happens on some level, but we're helping that process on. But schools need to be around the room and hearing this and saying, actually, we can provide that, as you did before me, and as others of you are doing as well. So what we want to do today, before we have lunch, is to just start to develop this notion of a community of practice. And what that means is we are a community. It doesn't just involve those who live in the area, also those who work for the area as well. To extend that notion of community, and we start to identify how we can sustain ourselves and think about ways in which we continue that dialogue, because you'll know that.
Okay, today I would like to talk about forums. I'd like to see a local forum developed where it's thematic and it's also area-based. There would be like a management committee based on the chair, vice chair and secretary, and working groups that feed into that, each person having a position. But every 6 weeks we would have local public meetings, and that's when the general committee could come together and my notes. We would look at local decision making, to get active on issues, to instigate change and to share ideas. But it is more about the community doing it for themselves. So for instance, when the local community come together and it's like an environmental thing, we could actually tap into the council's policy of being green and encourage people to be green. We could actually collect people's rubbish and take it to those banks where they are. We can actually do gardening projects where neat young people could go in and do people's gardens, so it's all properly organised and people are trusting of that service. So when you knock on the door, it's not like, oh well, who are these? It's they know that service is coming. So it's managed by the council, so that means it's kosher, so to say. Yeah, so I'm all for people working together, definitely.
And that's what I love about this, is that what you're doing, community driven, is saying, so we've seen this, why don't we, let's not wait for people to give us permission, or say there's this grant available. I'm not saying that's not important down the line, but saying what have we got within to start with. So,
in our group, we looked under 2 headings. What have we done well that we can learn from? And Jackie mainly we were talking around her project, which involves looking after young children and setting up a play group. And she said that one of the things she'd done well is to keep plugging away at her ideas. And she belongs to West Croydon Baptist Church, and there have been a number of initiatives there already. One is the refugee centre, where they look after people being referred to as refugees. But they also have lots of new projects on the go, where they're trying to reach out to other members of the community. She used her own experience because she'd been involved in a toddler group before, so she had an idea of how to set up a toddler group. And what she found interesting was that there is now a gap in that area because of the shutting down of the Sure Start projects. And at that church, at West Croydon, they have what's called Messy Church. Not quite sure what that is, but Messy Church for young people. I think one of the problems is that you've possibly got, well, there's obviously more than 2. There's certainly 2 different groups of people. You've got people who go out to work, and they come out of their house, they get in their car, they get on the bus, and they're out all day, and then they come back in the evening, they're knackered, they want to sit in front of the telly, whatever they're going to do. You've got the other people who don't go out to work and maybe retired. I mean, where I live, it's most of the retired people down our road. But never the twain shall meet. Initiatives to bring the community together in terms of, for example, shutting the road off to traffic for say 2 hours, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, and getting all the children to come out and play in the street because it's safe, there's no traffic, no mums and dads. Let's talk about it, let's get groups together, let's do things together, and that way you're gonna bring people together more instead of being in isolation.